How's it going, guys? Skoks, Chicago Blackhawks Central here. Just gonna wrap up this game last night between the Hawks and the Utah Hockey Club. A very interesting game to start up the season in Utah. Hawks started out flat in the first period and then sort of turned things around. Really showed some fight, some passion. Shots were not um, going our way. Um, Goalie played well. Connor Ingram, right, for the Utah Hockey Club. Yeah, a few unlucky bounces our way, and we'll get into more of the game. But let me roll the intro really quick. Yeah, so let's start out with the lineup for last night. Even though it pretty much got all jumbled up pretty early on into the game, but I will still bring up the lineup here. And I think it did stay consistent towards the end of the game, but this is what we started out with last night against Utah. Top line Ilya Mikheyev, Bedard, and Teravainen on that top line. First period, really no one played well except for one line, but Bedard didn't do much in that first period. Only one shot on net from the entire team. Can't really point out one person, but it was not great. Yeah, what's up, Rob? Bad start. Okay, second and good third. I agree there. Yeah, so just started out flat. Basically, all the energy. Pretty similar to last season. Not a whole ton going on. Um, Barely any shots. One shot on net is unacceptable, right? For any team. But Mikheyev, pretty much from the first shift, I just think it was a terrible line. I don't think he fits on that line, even though in theory he should be able to play well with them, with Bedard and Teravainen with his speed, but did not translate very well on that top line, and I don't think he's a top line player at all. Is I mean, he's ideally a bottom six winger, so not sure what's going on there, but line two, Taylor Hall, Kurashev, and Bertuzzi, probably the second best player or tied for the best Hawk last night was Philip Kurashev. Thought he had a great game on offense in the D zone, all around game. He, I am really high on Philip Kurashev, and I think him being on a line with Taylor Hall is definitely helping out. Um, Even though Taylor Hall, I think he's kind of cooked. I mentioned it not too long ago, but I'm not high on Hall at all. Um, Even though everyone does have hope for him this season to get something going coming off the injury, but he can barely skate. I mean, when you see him reaching for the puck most of the times, when it's out of reach, that means that he's gassed and just can't get himself in position. I just don't think that his legs have it anymore. Um, Even though he may have some, you know, puck handling skills left, but his skating is shot. I mean, his skating is really bad right now. So uh, I could be, on the other side of the story with Hall right now, but um, not very high on him for this year. And whatever happens. Um, Whatever he contributes, that would be awesome, right? Looking at line three, probably the most consistent line starting out that game last night was Felino Dickinson and Joey Anderson. Similar to last season, right? That same exact line played very very well. They move the puck, that they get shots on net. Uh, they're good in the D zone. I think they have a good game. Joey Anderson, Jason Dickinson, and Nick Foligno. Love that line, man. Really consistent. But the fourth line, Craig Smith, Ryan Donato, and Pat Maroon. I don't know what you guys think of Pat Maroon right now, but man, we could have seen Double A or Reichel on that fourth line, or in the bottom six somewhere, right? Whether Reichel is filling in for Foligno and Foligno's on the line four, totally cool with that. But Pat Maroon, Craig Smith, not much going on last night. Not very impressed at all. Um, I like to see 23, 98, and 86. Yes, I did mention that last week also, after training camp, because I was there at the Fifth Third Arena, checking out practice. And yeah, that's a line I would love to see. And I know that they try to spread out the talent a bit in the top six or even top nine, uh, top three lines, right? But man, I would have that type of talent on the first line. I'm really high on Khrushchev just to see um, how he's playing now compared to when we first brought him in. Love his game. Philip Khrushchev, man, was he something last night. Very, very impressive, along with Tavo and Bedard. I think that line could definitely click. That would be awesome. But on the D pairings, Alec Martinez, Seth Jones, Vlasic Brody, Alan Murphy. Alan Murphy thought it was fine. Nolan Allen, nice to see him get his NHL debut. Thought he played pretty decent. In the O zone, in the D zone, just being smart, looking ahead for passes, making sure not to throw it into trouble, right? Um, Unlike Alec Martinez, just blindly passing it up the boards to, you know, Utah, or just turning the puck over. Don't love to see that. Craig Smith, right? Same type of turnover. Don't love seeing it. But Martinez, TJ Brody, just just terrible for the first game of the year. Don't know what else to say, but they did not have a great start to the season. Just look sloppy, slow, out of sorts. Not a big fan of those guys right now, and we'll see what pairs they'll roll with on Friday, right? But I do want to see Vlasic and Jones be paired up once again. Just like last season, I think it's totally fine if you run with them and figure out second and third pairs. But I would roll with Vlasic and Seth Jones. Don't don't split up something that's working, right? I think them together as a pair is the best thing that we have, and I would not break that up. But Peter Mrazek in net, tough night for him. Not really his fault. A ton of weird bounces, deflections. The defense was not helping him out on those deflections, right? Just leaving guys open in front of the net. Uh, Not great. Just to see how that is, right? But yeah, Peter Mrazek thought he played all right. Not too mad about his performance, but let's pull up some stats really quick just to get into um, some of the numbers. Let's see if I can pull it up. All right, let me know if everyone can see that. Dylan Gunther, the first star of the game, 2 goals. Connor Ingram, 24 saves, 92 percent, the save percentage, right? And Liam O'Brien, don't know why he's the third star. I think he had a ton of hits, but just weird seeing Bedard, had 2 assists. So thought that he would have deserved a top 3 star, but that's whatever from Utah. Just looking at some numbers. Let's see here. Yeah, from last night. Shots were pretty even. Hits were pretty even, but favoring the Hawks. Faceoffs won 30 and 30, so 50% each, split in half. Power play opportunities, 3 power plays last night, and we did not score on one of them. And if we did score on just one of them, then this would have been a different game. Probably would have went to overtime, right? But it ended in a 5-2 loss. The score did not reflect our performance really, because those second and third periods, I thought we were mainly the better team, right? But yeah, wish we could have buried a power play opportunity, or we hit the post 4 or 5 times. I mean, it's unreal to see that, especially early in the game in the first period. Um, cannot believe that happened. That's crazy. Would have loved to get a win on the opening night, because that's just the best, right? Penalty miss 17 for the Hawks, 11 for the uh, Utah Hockey Club. I mean, man, it's just like get get a name for that team already, man. It's but next year, I believe they will have their team name. Giveaway 16 for the Hawks, 22 for the Utah Hockey Club. Just gonna break down scoring really quick. Let me bring that up. Box score or play by play on ESPN.com. I like how they have it set up here. Let's see. Or that's not it. Gamecast. Let's see. Let's see if we can pull up the scoring. Yeah, here is the scoring. I love how they have it set up. So we see all the goals. Yeah, so first goal, Dylan Gunther, bit of a one timer from mid slot. Love that shot that he had, but hated that he scored. Uh, about 5 minutes into the game, Logan Cooley with the assist there. Custerling, Clayton Keller is an absolute dog. Barrett Hayden, Nick Schmaltz, Blackhawks legend. Um, Keller scores 13 and a half minutes into that first period. It's 2-zip going into the second. Barrett Hayden gets on the board. Um, scores his goal 8 minutes into the second. Nick Schmaltz and Sergachev forgot that they traded for him, right, during the draft. So they picked him up, and the game is 3-zip. Then Seth Jones to Bedard flying down the right side of the boards, right? Uh, throws it over to the slot, and Teravainen, sweet move, forehand, backhand, just smooth backhand shot over Connor Ingram. Man, that was a really smooth play. Love his game, Tavo, and glad we have him back. Third period, Connor Bedard to Alex Vlasic for the one-timer from the point, and Nick Foligno ends up getting a piece of the puck, and he's credited for the goal. About 5 minutes into that third period, it's looking decent. Hawks are pushing, right? 3-2. Utah's still leading, but Dylan Gunther, he gets the empty net, and Kraus gets another deflection. Just what a crazy night. Just weird bounces. I'm not too mad about that result last night. Just weird. It's not going to happen a ton with all those lucky bounces and deflections. But Hawks were definitely the better team for majority of the like second half of the game, right? So would have liked to see a win last night, but that's all right. 5-2 final going into Winnipeg on Friday. And let's take a quick look at Winnipeg's roster, the Jets. Let's take a look at what they have going on for Friday night. I believe it's 7 p.m. puck drop on Friday. And let's see if I can pull that up actually just to make sure. I believe it is 7 p.m. Quick breaking news here. The 2025 NHL draft is reportedly set to be in Los Angeles at the Peacock Theater for the 2025 draft. So cool. In LA. Yeah, 7 p.m. on Friday night against the Winnipeg Jets. But let me pull up their depth chart and their lineup just to see what they have going on Friday for the Hawks and Jets. And let me check the comments really quick. Let's see here. Pickles developing a big slapper is what Katie wanted from him. Yeah. Vlasic, definitely like him shooting from the point. I would love to see more slap shots from the point. I don't think we have a lot of that. We could definitely use more because lucky bounce, get a deflection, right? Shoot the puck anywhere from anywhere, right? But I love slap shots from the point, and we haven't done that a whole ton um, for a few years now, right? Just having the decor that we have. But yeah, definitely love that shot from Vlasic. Yeah, let's take a look at the lineup on Friday, or this is the most recent update from the Jets. So maybe there might be a change, but I think this is our best bet. From the Jets, line one, Shifley, Connor, Velarde. Line two, Nemestikov, Ehlers, Perfetti. Line three, Adam Lowry, um, Appleton, Nino Niederreiter, Barron, Kupari, Iafallo, and Gustafson. I don't know who he is, but 24 years old. Yeah, have not seen him yet. Let's see here. On defense, Josh Morrissey, Dylan DeMello, Sandberg, Neil Pionk, Fleury, and Miller on defense. And their goalie situation's interesting with Comrie and Kakinen uh, backing up Hellbuck. That's very interesting. Eric Comrie and Kakinen, definitely a weird little trio there. Yeah, but definitely going to be a tough matchup. Kyle Connor, Shifley, Velarde, Ehlers, even Perfetti, Niederreiter seems to be a Hawks killer every time, and Iafallo somehow on line four. But yeah, definitely some talented guys over there on the Jets, and I think that's all that we have for updates today. Looking at Friday night against the Jets, let me double check. The Hawks put out some content from last night and some content this morning. Um, some behind the scenes stuff, I believe. Yeah, and that little scuffle, the Connor Murphy and Clayton Keller. Then I forgot who jumped in there, like Sean Dursey and Sergachev jumped in. Like it was a clean hit. Didn't make a whole ton of sense. Pat Maroon was going after what's his name, Liam O'Brien, right? Just a few little antics last night. No major fights, but bit of a scrappy game towards the end. Bedard getting physical too. Love to see that. Yeah, but that pretty much wraps up the Jets preview and the Utah Hockey Club recap. But we'll be back on Friday for Hawks and Jets post game. And yeah, shout out to the graphic I whipped up here. Pretty smooth, pretty slick graphic. Yeah, but working on some new stuff. But we'll be back Friday for Hawks and Jets. We'll see you then. Let's go, Hawks.